So it's just me. Burke's computer is crashing, which is why we're late. Oh, here he is. Here he is. All right. You got it, Burke.
Whoa.
Man.
I'm having a rough morning.
I had one of those Tuesday, Burke. Just if it makes you feel better. I was hosting a large .NET community stand-up. They were doing the .NET 9 roadmap review for all the ASPNET stuff. And I did two things. One was my fault, which is I put something in the chat, and it was the StreamYard link, which you're not supposed to do because anyone can click that link and join the broadcast. So that was bad. So don't do that. So James cleaned it up behind the scenes for me. And then the other thing was my browser locked up and I couldn't end the stream or anything. It was kind of over and I could hear him talking and I'm like, I'm coming. I'm trying to get there. So anyways, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. It's good to see everyone. How are you, chat? Hey, Mustafa. What's going on?
Burke, I have some news.
You're leaving Microsoft.
I'm not leaving Microsoft.
Can I have your job?
Bulma 1.0 is released.
That's right. We have to have a Bulma release party.
We've been waiting for this for a while, and there's new things. There's all kinds of there's dark mode support.
No way.
It's all the stuff, and it's out now. We've been
Hold on. I'll pull it up and let's look at it together.
Good morning, friends around the world. Hey, David.
Ranjit, what's up?
Yeah, of course. Mustafa first. And then this is one that I can show, which is the
Bulma, you say?
Bulma.io. So you turned me on to this, and I'm a big fan now.
Yeah, you like it? You're not just doing it for me?
I'm not. So a long time I was, I don't know, Bootstrap. I don't love Bootstrap, but it's it's a standard, right? And it's better. I love it a lot more than Tailwind. I know I get heat for it, but I do like that it's got, it's components, but it's not messy, and it kind of works with so yeah, okay. So look at this. So now click on, there's a thing where you can say, oh, you got to do something to switch to dark mode. So if I should
here,
there you go.
That's pretty.
Amazing? Yeah, and then it's got some other things in there too. What else is new? I don't know. There's some new dark. Okay, so dark mode support.
System. Oh, it just matches your system.
Yeah.
Which is my light because you people in dark mode.
It's you can't please everybody. I do dark mode. These, they
Yeah, I do it in my editor, and I want to say on my phone it's probably dark mode as well. It is. I'm gonna turn it off.
So I was told for a while that light mode is more accessible and it's better for a presentation. But then
when did the whole dark mode, light mode even become a thing? Where did that start?
That was 5 years ago. It was 4 or 5 years ago. It was a big deal.
I don't even remember where it started. I feel like it started with editors.
I guess so, yeah. Especially VS Code, they're all the themes and stuff.
Right, because as developers, we've been doing dark mode, light mode for a while.
Yeah.
And now just everyone else is doing it too. You think that's true, chat? Did we start that? Is that an us thing? I mean, us as in developers.
Oh, yeah, oh man. Yeah, so I'm just checking out. I know we've got stuff to do with the auth, but
it's fine. I really don't want to do it.
Well, I mean, I think we could do both. I think this is actually a pretty quick move, and we got to do auth at some point. We got to do it.
Right? I think block is new. I don't remember block being in there.
Block is their new card or something, and then they have
content delete icon image notification. No, that was there.
With Skeleton's new?
Skeleton is new. Where is Skeleton? Components? No. Layout? No.
Halfway through Googling.
Hell is it?
Okay, it is in. I think it's called something else, maybe. Where did I find that? I don't know.
Oh, I got the beach ball. It's skeletons. It's under features.
Okay. Skeletons is nice because that's great for loading things. I think we've already got that handled, I guess. But it is nice for like when you load an image or something.
Oh
Or loading
yeah, look at this. Yeah, I actually tried to put this on the my lists page as like the loading indicator.
Mm-hmm.
But I got too frustrated with it and ended up just doing well, I don't know if you remember what's there now, but yeah. Show you. Victorious Forest.
I know. So great. I'm excited about the login opportunities.
Here, I just did this.
Yeah, I mean, that totally works, right?
But it would be cool if you had like a row of those things and they were like doing the thing.
Yeah. And it's all like built in. Yeah. I do wish they had like a better what's new thing.
Look at that though. That's so dope. It turns all of the. How does that work?
Oh,
where's the skeleton?
Wow, look at this
skeleton.
Copilot's hooking me up. I've got a what's new in. Here, I'm going to share my screen.
All right.
I'm just going for it. Here, let's do window. This guy. Boom. Okay. That's a little small.
Responsive buttons.
Okay.
Flex size.
New class.
He's always had Flexbox utility classes.
Yeah. This is one of those where I'm not sure I trust.
His underlined has always been there.
Okay. Well, so much
auto value for margin and padding. Margin and parting. That actually is new, I believe.
Okay. I'll switch back to your screen.
No, margin auto is not a thing. It wasn't in the original one, and it doesn't appear to be in this one.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there is one for auto. Margin. Never mind. Sorry, Copilot. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well. So also, I should have looked at this. If in the GitHub release, it has more like release notes. Well, here, let's put us here.
Frank, what remains the same thing. That's how they should have described it.
Yeah. What's new? Themes. So overall themes, dark mode, color palettes, skeleton loaders. So that's the big stuff. That's cool, though. I mean, theme support alone is like a nice thing.
Let's look at themes real quick, and then we'll do something constructive.
Do our actual work. Okay, back to
you.
Themes,
light and dark. Okay, so you can just make your own.
Yeah, which I mean could be good, right? I mean, custom theme. Yeah, I was looking at
the other items.
That's basically it. There's themes, dark mode, color palettes, and skeleton loaders.
But surely there's more in 1.0. Like, did he refactor?
Yeah. So there's also a build system. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Back to me. Dart. So they're using Dart SAS to build it. They're using CSS variables, and customization using SAS variables works differently. So.
Very cool. Well, Jeremy Thomas, congratulations on the release of Bulma 1.0. I feel like Alpha 9 was out for like 5 years. It was a while. Worth the wait. Yeah. I use it in everything. It's my go-to. I was gonna say I have a shortcut in Visual Studio Code that is if I type Bulma in an HTML file, it just includes it from the CDN. That's how much I use it. Yeah.
That's nice.
All right. I guess
you're so not excited about this, but we got it. It's release. We got to get this thing out there.
This is so awful. So let me stash my changes. Okay. I'm almost there, and then we'll jump over to my screen. Oh man,
you're scared. Well,
it's so painful.
It's painful in that it's like ugly, or
no, it's just painful in that this whole thing is painful, and I mean I can go into why, and we could talk about it, but it just isn't. It's not pretty. There's no way to describe it
The authentication like flow and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the authentication flow, the limitations of Twitter and the way that it currently works with static web apps, which is to say not at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the and then just the way that it changes how we interface, it all just gets, it's just
easy auth is so smooth.
It is. I mean, everything works. That part works just fine. It's just, we'll get into it here in a second. But what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to change my desktop display to 1920 by 1080.
All right.
Displays.
I did a
Thunderbolt.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready. I'm ready already. Let me just share. Stop. Present. Entire screen. This will make it easier.
Make it happen.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That's fine. There we go.
There we go.
So here's what we're working with currently, folks. The application is pretty much done. And now we're to tackling the core reason that brought us to this point in the first place where we even did this, which is that the Twitter authentication would just randomly stop working because Twitter was making changes to their API. Now it's been stable for a while, but we didn't know at the time that we started this, we didn't know how long that was going to last. And it has gone out at least one other time since we started this. But we wanted to take the opportunity to rewrite it to add other authentication providers. And unfortunately, so how should I say this? We wanted to get away from Twitter login, although we could leave it in there. Why don't we just leave it in there?
But to add on other providers, okay, so the problem is adding on other providers, or even the authenticate Twitter auth is tied to that app, right? Is there any way to switch over that app and just keep Twitter auth? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the reason. It's because static web apps doesn't work with Twitter at all.
Okay.
Their authentication layer does not work with Twitter. Azure Functions does. And the current API is running in Azure Functions. So by virtue of us choosing static web apps to run this thing, we don't have Twitter anymore.
Okay, so here's a crazy hack. Could we roll this out using the same way the existing app is? Azure Storage, Azure Front Door, so there's a cost, and Azure Functions. And then we would be able to use the auth that's in Functions.
Yes. What we could do is, instead of having the API live in static web apps, we just have it live in Functions, and we just call it from the static web app. Because Functions doesn't care where you call it from. And it has built-in auth. It's basically the same. It uses the same client principle. So we could do that. We could take the API out of static web apps, stick it in an Azure function, and have those be two separate things. That would work.
At that point, is there any difference between I get it. So then we're getting like complicated early. Okay. So the options there are keep it in static web apps, and then you get like the free hosting, and it's got the routing and all that kind of stuff. Or you go with storage. The existing live version is running out of storage with Front Door. And
for the front end, yes. And the back end is running on Azure Functions, and the auth is running on Azure Functions. All that's Azure Functions.
Okay.
Do you need to call the AZ function from in the static web app and from outside? No, just from inside. And that's, part of the problem is that if we move our functions over to, Azure Functions, then we lose the route restriction on authentication and all that. We're not doing any of it, but we could say you can't call any of these APIs unless you're authenticated.
But we're, like you said, we're not doing that. And we actually,
if we go to functions, then we can never do any of that.
But the other thing, we wanted to be able to make our functions externally available to use from like a browser extension or something.
Yes, this is true.
So by switching it over to functions, that would open up too. I don't know.
Hello, Waleed. I mean, I think you're right. I need to look into this because, well, we could look into this today, actually, if you want to.
Yeah.
Like we could. Yeah. The thing is, like, then we have to get our API running as standalone Azure function. Mm-hmm. But I actually don't think that would be that hard.
It is just a function, right? I mean, it's just an Azure function.
And in fact,
the deployment would get a little confusing. Like we could even do some magic. Yeah.
Wait, because I've been messing with this all week. Is this it? Migrations? I think this is the one. Yeah, let's just deploy our API. This is not. Why does this happen when I run .NET build?
Java.
I gotta grab this. I don't know.
I had a run-in with Java yesterday. I was trying to do add a last minute Maui demo to I did a local conference talk in the morning yesterday. My Android dev kit was quite unhappy. Okay, so Frank's got some knowledge for us. If you move what is he saying?
You'll have to implement some auth, and you will have to take a standard plan for static web apps. We're already on the standard plan. Well, no, we're not yet, but we would need to be Frank anyway for custom auth. Also, the URL, the functions does have auth. It's built in. We can just use that auth. That's what the current site is doing, and that should work just fine. And it's the same as what we're doing now. It's the same. I mean, I'm almost positive static web apps either built on easy auth or they're using the same pattern.
I'm still a little confused because you'll have your front end kind of proxies the auth stuff to the function, meaning from a browser point of view, I'm interacting with Blazor. I click the login button. It's doing all these redirections and stuff.
Right.
So we need the authentication support in function, in Blazor, not in functions, don't we?
No, Blazor doesn't authenticate anything.
Okay.
Like the front end, the API is the only thing that needs to be for authentication.
I obviously get a little confused by how the auth works because when you're in the website, it shows your name as logged in, and it shows your, the website has those tokens or whatever, so it knows how to. When it hits the back end, it goes, okay, get lists for John.
What is this?
The shell executable .NET does not exist.
That is baloney.
Did you move to Java?
That is baloney, and I can show you. Maybe it's just .NET list. I forget. Which one is it?
Info is the one I use.
.NET Info. That's the one. I have so many .NETs.
So you got to do dot or dash info.
How? Dash info.
.NET.
Right, but the command. Yeah, look at all my .NETs. I have all of them.
Yeah, you got a collection. You can purge them.
No, not this again.
Burke, your computer. It's going after you. You need one of those new surfaces. Did you see they have a new surface thing?
Yeah, it's got a Copilot button on it.
It's very fancy. Yes, and Scott Hanselman did this demo, and they hooked it up to his. It was running like Docker and building all these projects, and at the same time he was like, "Oh, and by the way, we were on a Teams call this whole time." And I had a fact.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It was a pretty good demo.
When was that?
It was yesterday.
Oh, it was at the thing?
Yeah. So it was like a short little thing during the, it was a short little like segment of the thing. They're like, now to show how productive it is for developers. But it was cool because he's like, I just built all these things. I'm running Postgres and Redis and .NET Build on 16 projects, and it's all spun up and it's running, and it did it in 10 seconds. Oh, and by the way, here's my other screen.
Yeah, that's like the mic drop. Like,
yeah.
But also, I was running Teams at the same
time. and there are all these people on the call going, hey.
I could never get away with something like that in a company demo. I don't know. The way that he does it, though, it always works.
It always works. Yep.
All right.
But one more thing about Scott, it always works because he works his ass off to make sure it works. Like I've worked with him behind the scenes on stuff, and I mean I know we all do, but he like checks everything. He double checks stuff. He'll be like, wait a minute, this isn't aligned, or like, did you test this or stuff? And he'll catch stuff.
He's got a good eye for detail.
Yeah, he really does.
I remember, not to turn this into like the Scott Hanselman
right
show, but I remember seeing him for the first time. I was at a conference in Bulgaria called DevReach. I'm laughing because it was so long ago. This was back in like 2010.
Wow.
And I saw him. He did the keynote. And it was like the first time I'd ever seen a technical session in my life that wasn't at best pretty dry, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the stuff you see, it was just a different expectation for what should be in a session. And his was all like Lego stuff. I don't know if you remember this presentation from like a long time ago.
He was deep into the Lego thing. Yeah.
Yes. And then the rest of it was just like all demos. I want to say it was like what's new in ASP.NET or something.
Yeah.
And this is back when ASP.NET was like, I mean,
hey, we got MVC. And
jQuery. It was like the greatest, coolest, newest thing.
Yeah,
I remember those days. No, I'm not saying it's not anymore. I'm saying everyone has their honeymoon period, and that was it for ASP.NET. Yeah.
So, I mean, just that it was like, hey, it's open source, and we've got jQuery and JavaScript shipping in the box.
Yeah, all of that stuff was in there. Yes, yeah, that was great. I totally forgot what we were gonna do. Oh, I'm trying to deploy this thing to an Azure function to see if it even works.
I could be oversimplifying, but I think that it just is. That's a functions application.
Right. It should work just fine. What is this, John?
Move
our pictures out of the way.
Pictures. Move our pic. Oh, all right.
Look.
JDK. what? I wish, okay, Burke, feature request. When these things pop up, I wish I knew, like, why is it saying this? Like, is this coming from an extension?
It's coming from an extension, and you know that because it tells you.
Oh, okay. Source Azure functions.
How do we go back to previous? You can't go back to previous notifications.
Nope.
Oh, that's too bad.
They're gone. Yeah, let's go over here.
I'm reloading.
It's like Pong over here.
All right. Did it work? I reloaded the editor. One more time. One more time with feeling. Yeah, because if we could get this deployed to a function app and then just turn on the auth there, we actually don't have to change anything for the time being, right?
I have another crazy idea.
What?
What if, like, basically keep this app as it is, do a parallel deployment. So like we change our CI/CD, we change our deployment in GitHub Actions, and it deploys the function twice. Like, first of all, it deploys to static web apps, and it also deploys to Azure Functions.
Oh, it does both.
Right. Just, it might simplify things, because then when you're running and building locally, it just all works as an Azure Functions with the login and all that kind of stuff. But then when
this works.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. The other thing that we were thinking about was doing this migration where when you log in, it says, hey, if you want to, you can import your list from Twitter. And so the way that I had done this was I set up a function app, and it would send you over to that function app and start the Twitter auth flow, because Twitter still works with Azure Functions. And then it would pass your whatever new provider you'd logged in as, like GitHub. And then what it would do is it would take that provider plus your Twitter login, which nobody can see, hash that stuff, replace one with the other.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy. And the other thing is that authentication with Azure Functions is hard to test. But I think we can use the emulator and be just fine with that. Okay, it succeeded.
So you deployed it to a new function app?
Yes, because I've been messing around with stuff all week.
Yep. Okay. I mean,
if we go here. What are some of our APIs?
Give
me an endpoint.
I don't know.
Offhand. Oh, I gotta upload settings.
Oh, you could just go to I don't know. Let me open my stuff. I totally forget our API endpoints.
It's like what do we got?
Of course, it's taken forever to launch for me. I'll get there.
Get link bundles for user would be at /user. Yeah, error unauthorized.
Okay.
And we have any that are wide open. Get link bundle, passing of vanity, right?
Yeah.
So links / okay, API links / John's links. One of our faves.
I mean, we're doing this live coding thing today for real.
Okay. Let's see here. In this case, let's do this right. So let's create this function app. Let's create a new function app, advanced. We're going to call it the URList API. How should we name this? It doesn't matter because we're going to end up recreating it anyway. In fact, it doesn't matter. We'll just use the one that's up there. So, so we have this. So now, like, if we did this, like, this should work, right? Like, let's do something fun here. Let's do.
Oh, wow.
It works.
I love the design on this page, by the way.
Is that now? Yeah, it's beautiful.
That is like they're like done. Check. Never revisit this page again.
No one will see it, but if they do, they will be so disappointed that they will handle it immediately.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel bad. Someone out there like placed these pixels.
Yeah.
It was probably Anthony Chu. This looks like PM work, to be honest.
Anthony's like, it wasn't me.
Just kidding, Anthony. All right. We love you. Let's see here. Is there anybody else? Is there anyone else thinking insult at the company?
Oh, somebody that's moved on.
Definitely. Before we move on to the next thing. All right. Let's go.
Now I'm blanking on it. Was it Jeff Holland? Who is Mr. Functions before Anthony Chu? There was like Mr. Functions.
Was it? What was his name?
I'm thinking for Jeff Holland. Is that right?
Eduardo? Was it Eduardo?
Oh. Yeah. I don't know.
He's been gone for so long.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy too. Data parameter.
Data parameters. No.
See, I just called it signed in with Twitter.
Yeah, well, now we got to like do some plumbing, right? Because
we shouldn't. That should just work.
Okay.
The same? This looks different. Does that look different to you?
You messed with this more than I did. So I don't know. Let me see. It's got an access token. Does it have an ID? That does look a little different.
Yeah. So it's not exactly the same because we're getting back this stuff here. And here you get back this stuff.
But
why is it giving me this?
That's good, right? Okay, because we've got an access and we've got an access token because it's more complicated because it's API.
But why would it return this? It seems like, I guess this isn't sensitive information.
Not because you've already got that token and you need that. It's weird, but from an API point of view, like you've got to transfer the token somehow. Yeah.
Okay, so if we change this,
it seems like we've got more info here, by the way, which is good, right? You've got more claims or something.
We do, but this is going to make things terrible. So inside of the client principal, we have identity provider.
You've got a name.
Provider name.
You've got a location. You don't have an email still.
We have the claims.
So you got more claims.
Can it parse? Like, do we care though? Like, if we're parsing this, get link bundle for user.
We could
client principal.
We could basically try parses one and then try parses the other.
Yeah, see, it's looking for this.
So, does it also have an XMS client principal?
Can I tell from this side?
Oh, a header. Yeah, look at the headers. That would be nice if it didn't, because then we could, where can I put us?
Well, we're not going to see it on this side. We won't.
Yeah, but we.
We won't see it to the other side. Here, it should, because like if we were to say, like, let's get rid of this altogether and just be like, no, let's do Azure Functions, authorization, claims principle. There's a docs article on this where they give you code to serialize the claims principle. Please? Security. No, I need authentication. Authentication. There we go. Where's authenticate? This is best practices.
Seems like something we should throw at Copilot.
Security. No. Where is authentication?
Samples.
That's wild. Azure Functions Easy Auth, maybe? There we go. All right, so this is what we just did, and this gives you back the client principal. There should be code here for reading it.
How to? Is it the one you clicked on before?
Oh, wait, there it is. It's this one here, claims, access user claims. Yeah, it's still there. And the way they want you to parse it is with this. Yeah, see, it's just different.
So, but I mean, we could do parsing. We could basically, it just feels like we could try and deserialize as one, and if it fails, deserialize as the other.
The thing is, though, like, this should work, actually.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me try this. If we do So where's our client principal utility? So let's switch this up a bit. What are they calling it? Claims principal parser. All right, so let's try this.
Okay. It's tricky. I'm gonna.
What is this?
I'll put a there. Old school. Wait.
I guess I need that now.
Say? What's that light bulb say? I wouldn't be surprised if this is the old functions stuff. We'll have to fix that.
.NET. Let's just do .NET.
It's because of all the serialization weirdness. That moving from Newtonsoft JSON to system text JSON, all that. We can fix it.
This one, right?
Yeah, but I wonder why they're using that.
It's probably for this.
Oh.
Request versus request data. That's what you really want, right?
Yeah, that's it. You don't need that other crap.
We don't need this thing. And we need a namespace here. I think it's currently called Blazor app.utility. This one doesn't even have one.
I know. You don't technically need a namespace.
Namespace API. What are we doing? Namespace API functions. Namespace API.
Oh, I'm getting called out now.
But also, like, can't I use this? No, I can't. So namespace API, client principal parser, and we just need to handle this request data because it's like, yeah, I don't know what that is.
Burke, there's a question here. I don't know offhand. I don't know if you're interested. Waleed's saying this.
How can I implement revalidate server authentication state provider with token instead of cookies, and how to flow the persist component state from and to my custom authentication provider?
This is a thing I do not know.
1 second. I'm looking for something here. I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I didn't either. Sorry, Waleed.
Sorry about that. All right, so we can't do try get values. It's try get values now, and then it's header. Now, what does it turn into? I forget. You're probably doing this first or default, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only change.
That is wild.
Now,
those JSON property names are pulled in from where, though? That's system text JSON. Good. Okay.
And then for this now, for get link bundle, instead of, I'm just going to try this where we're like this one here. For client principal, we're going to do this here for a second and say,
yeah. I would like, I don't know the flow, the logic for it, but it'd be great if it could handle both of them. Because then when you're running locally on your own machine, you can just run it as an Azure or as a static web app. And then when we deploy it, we like get around the Twitter weirdness.
So now client principal is client principal dot name, right? No, client principal dot identity dot name.
Mm-hmm.
And this is client principal dot identity dot provider. No.
Look at the JSON.
Claims.
Yeah, there's a lot of, well, maybe.
Identity dot authentication type, maybe?
Oh. I mean.
Authentication type. What else do we have? Name, authentication type is authenticated. Let's try authentication. No, that's not at all what I want. Authentication type. Okay. Now, assuming all that's going to work, it's not. Let's deploy it to the function app.
Well, I mean, we could look at the JSON too and see what the provider is.
Well, I know that this is right in terms of like, I know it parses because I've been using this all week. This exact class.
Okay.
So I feel pretty good about this. Man, this would be a great solution to our problem.
It would give us the best of everything, right?
Yes, and I think you're right about getting out of the static web apps box, so to say, so that we can access this API from other places. And we can still lock it down.
Yep.
But we do lose the routing stuff from static web apps. It's just really nice. We're no longer going to be able to say, you can only call this route if you're authenticated. Like if we wanted to do that in the future, not happening.
Yes. Because from the client point of view, yeah. Now, I don't know if that really matters, though, because everything of interest is in the function. Like there's nothing magical on the client front end, that's like should be locked down.
Oh, the UPS guy's here. What's up, buddy? I have the same one. I see him every day. He drives down the street.
UPS let me down this week. I had my presentation yesterday, and I ordered this thing, and it showed up during my presentation.
Oh, what is that?
It's a Logitech Spotlight presentation remote. I'm trying to level up my things here. So I got this. So it's a new clicker. It's a little bigger, but it does some neat stuff. It vibrates like for your timing. Like, so it'll give you a little vibrate as you're like 5 minutes before the end of your talk or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
And it has like a little spotlight thing. So you can click and move it around and somehow put spotlights on your screen. I don't know.
I like the spotlight thing. How does that
work?
But
they delivered it while I was actually giving my talk, which was a little late.
Bro, look at this.
What is happening there?
It's returning all of my links.
That's good, right?
As the signed in user. Correct. And then if we do auth log out, find out. Okay, so now let's go back, try this again. And it's like, nah. Well, we're actually not signed in. It should be like you're not authenticated.
Uh-oh. Frank says that clicker, if you stop using it, okay, let's see about these questions. He's died from not using and never woke up. That's bad. Hey, Blazor, Mr. Magoo, shot of caffeine. I would love that.
Can you oh, that would be nice. Just like straight into your vein.
Right.
Until it comes out.
It's a little bigger than I thought, but I'll handle it.
I think the highlighting thing is so cool. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I'm just custom software. I'll figure it out.
Did you see, speaking of like knowing how things work, did you see the Neuralink demo yesterday?
I didn't see it. I heard.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody playing chess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a guy who was in a diving accident and he's a quadriplegic and he's one of, I guess he's working with them because it's a surgical procedure to implant the Neuralink. And he's controlling the chessboard, the mouse on the chessboard with his brain. Yeah. Not with his eyes.
Right.
So he just thinks about where he wants it to go and it goes there. And they're trying to describe like how does that work? How does that even work?
Yeah.
And when he was describing it, it was interesting because it was almost like trying to move an arm. Like in the beginning, it wasn't easy. Like he could do it. And then like the more that he did it, the better that he got at just moving the cursor with his brain. I'm like, that's so insane. That means that we're basically turning your brain, like you're telepathic at that point, aren't you? Like, you're moving things with your mind.
I mean, yes, and we already do that. Like I move my arm with my mind.
Exactly. You're moving things that are not in your body with your mind, right? Like he's moving the mouse cursor. But I know. If the mechanism you were interfacing with was
I could open my garage door.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's pretty cool.
I want the implant myself.
It's definitely interesting, and I mean our brains, electrochemical devices that control our body through electrical stimulus, and like when people have like I don't know, prosthetic hand or something. And they'll, like, over time you learn how to control it. It feels kind of like that, extended, obviously much deeper, but
I think the brain is a truly remarkable thing. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if I told you this, but we had an internal accessibility demo on VS Code where Megan, one of the engineers, was showing off some of the accessibility stuff around screen readers. And as part of that, we had a vision impaired developer on, not who doesn't work here, somewhere else, to demonstrate what these features were. And what he did in that video, and I didn't realize this, was that whenever I've seen people use screen readers before, I just think, how do you do that? Like, how do you deal with something just reading out every line? That seems like that would just be overwhelming. But what was remarkable was that the screen reader was going so fast that you couldn't understand it. I mean, it literally just sounded like, blah, 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 but he could understand it because he works with it every single day and could move as fast with that screen reader as I can with a mouse. It was wild.
Was that Sakeb Sheikh that was doing the demo?
I don't remember.
He's this awesome guy. He was in a build demo. I interviewed him on my old podcast and stuff. I met him in person a few times. Really incredible guy. But he demoed something similar like that for me in person, and it's just like, and he's hitting.
It's a superpower. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Yeah, it was very cool. All right, chat. Listen, put a 1 in the chat if you would let people put a chip in your brain. Surgically, if you could control things, would you do it? Would you go?
And then the other obviously weird thing is like that's output. What about input? Like, what if I could get a sensation of whatever sort of stuff? John Peter, your wife says no.
Punch me from across the room.
Right. But it would be wild.
My wife said no. John's already tried. All right, keep trying. So this is kind of working, but not quite, because it should say that it's just that they're just not authenticated. Okay. What is the difference here? The difference is that you're checking the client principal to be null. I think what we want to do is authenticated? No. What do we have to recognize? Identity, claims.
Everyone's getting input from their partners here. John Peter's wife says no. But Grass to Class says yes.
Everybody's asking their partner.
Getting permission.
Mine's at work, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Frank couldn't get his eyes lasered, so definitely.
I didn't do laser. Oh, why not, Frank? Curious on that. I heard the LASIK is like, I don't have, these are actually just blue light blocking glasses because my eyes get so tired. But for those of you who wear glasses, I always heard that LASIK was like a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, I've heard good things. It does sound crazy, but
hold on.
I feel like that's one of the things where you kind of go with the data, and it's like, okay, they do this many of them, and the percentages are good. Go for it. I don't know. I'm still slipping by with no glasses. I have some glasses, I just don't wear them. Here they are. I partly don't wear glasses because I look dumb in them. Here's a pair. Let's do it. Okay, so I got this one. I got this one. Yeah. Let's see if Burke notices. But these actually are bad for short range vision. These are good for long range vision. Oh my gosh.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Okay. Good.
All right. I feel like we need to know what this value is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's that. No, wait. That's not a thing. No.
Having a little trouble seeing it. Let me see.
Oh. Better?
I'm messing with you, Burke.
Oh.
But these are bad. These are the wrong. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. No, you could unzoom if you want.
identities, claims is authenticated. So I think we could do this to make sure. Basically, it's the inverse. Wait, no, it's this, right? If they are authenticated, then do this, else
do all that stuff. Otherwise, they're not authenticated. Yep.
All right, let's see if this works. And again, like we can't, the thing is like, I don't think we can test this locally. We could try. Let's try. Maybe it doesn't.
That's why I'm interested in the optimal, like the both parser thing. Eventually, once we get this working, I would love to do the handles both static web apps and functions auth, if that makes sense.
Do what?
Okay,
I didn't understand that.
So in my crazy deployment topology, when you're building locally, it runs as a static web app. When you deploy it does the APIs run in a separate function.
Yes, ideally.
And so in order to do that, it would need to be able to handle stuff. Oh man, no, it is. The show is not 2020 rough. No, it was last year. It was last June.
No, it was 4 years of last year.
That would be. I mean, we are taking our time on this, but that would be impressive. If it took us 4 years.
Ouch! All right,
we're giving you 4 years worth of value in only 1 year. Oh, you're doubling up your terminal there.
Yeah, I am.
I like that.
I'm just gonna run the API here for a minute and see, because I actually don't think.
I always forget about this, that you can do that.
I will run them both.
To race. How do you split them? Is it that splitter thing to the right?
Yeah, it's just you just shift when you click, and then you can have a bunch of them going at one time.
So cool.
So now we're gonna do.
You're definitely a hacker now.
Yeah. I don't know how to how do you move these things around? Split terminal. Can you I
totally forgot about split terminals.
Show tabs. There we go. Now watch this. I bet you can do it now. Yes, you can. All right, cool. What are we doing? So let's try this one here. Is this what we want? No, we want through the emulator. Okay, that's all ready, and it's started. And then what we want to do is call API / auth login Twitter. Okay, now we're logged in. It's still working, although if I go to my lists, what happens?
It's not going
to happens. /API / user returns a 500.
500 because it can't parse the.
It doesn't say. Shouldn't it say? What does the function say? Nothing. Just that it got called. All right, so why did it get a 500 though?
Is it trying to parse the JSON and blowing up? Because the shape of the JSON changed when running locally, right?
But on the server side,
see, now it's trying to parse that JSON there.
Right, but this is on the client side, right? This is a server call where it calls the server. The server is doing the parsing on its own, right? It doesn't care about what's being sent to the client. I'm curious what the emulator is sending.
Is it not logging? It's given a 500. Oh, yeah. Check your leftmost terminal. No, it's not. Shoot.
We can do this here. Watch this.
Debug it up.
Yeah, we're going to debug it and figure out what's going on here.
Okay. I like this idea. Blazor for game development. Does sound cool. Especially, man, yeah, with Blazor WASM, and then that'd be pretty neat. SVG.
All right, so now, okay, so we're in. Mm-hmm. Cool. Uncool.
Can't parse it. Different JSON.
Different structure, you think?
Yeah. So X.
Source cannot be null.
Right. So it's trying to parse it to, because that deserialize thing.
Where's source?
Go back to the call.
I feel like let's do this. Hold on. Let's run it.
Okay.
Run it back. Just go.
Yeah. See, Frank's with me on this. Different claim structure.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Why is it not hitting the? There it is. Okay, so let's run it through to the claims principal. Okay, so there's data here. This is right, and this is right, and this is right. We're failing here because, okay, so there's the claims principal, property name by the client principal. So client principal is this thing. JSON property auth. So these, I'm going to say these things don't exist, but we could change this so that they do, so that it supports the emulator. John, I think I lost. Yeah. JSON property name auth type. Can you do two property names, like auth type or? Can I have multiple JSON property names? Oh.
Okay. Let me see.
What are you doing?
I was answering a dumb question. Oops, I answered wrongly anyways. I answered from the wrong account. I'm a goof. I thought I was logged in as me. Okay, well, so going back, I think this is why I think what we need to do, yeah, two different properties with the same. Okay, so there's some different ideas here. Blazor Mr. Magoo has a good idea. Same backing field, different JSON names, two different properties. That's a way.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, the way I was going to do is basically try to parse as one, catch the exception, then parse as the other.
So basically try parse here.
Yeah.
Okay. So try.
Yeah.
And if, oh my gosh, Burke, calm down. What's happening? Oh, this is one line. All right. So try, if we can't do this, then we're going to try to do it. But Don, now we're using, it would be better if we said if.
Yeah,
if there's the first type.
This is a frustration of JSON parsing with .NET. It's tough to like. It's all or nothing. Yeah.
Basically, right? So we could say if. But how? All we have here is strings.
I mean, I've done this before by actually doing like regular expression matching in the string, like if string contains something, or like, and then do my actual parsing. You know what I'm saying?
So do I? Yes.
Is there a field or something that we know is going to be only in one? Search for it in the string.
Oh, or is there a header you can use? That's what I'm thinking.
We have no choice for XML because it is JSON. This is JSON. Some conversations going on with, would you use Blazor, React, or whatever? I will say one.
XML.
Yeah.
Am I old? No. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, you could be.
I mean, there are some nice things. It would be. There's no try parse.
No. Yeah.
It's frustrating.
That would be nice.
Basically, deserialize
and it
fails with an exception.
Double try pattern in some service which caused an additional spin per year.
I mean, you gotta like test it both like that. Yeah. Somebody wants to contribute to an open source. Yeah, contribute to this one. This is up on GitHub. You can contribute here.
Oh shoot, this isn't gonna work because running. I just want to check and see if there's a header we can use.
Yeah.
Essentially, we want to like, let's make two methods here.
So we'll do parse as this, else parse this out. I mean, it's going to be a little, but this is amazing. If we can handle both, everything's unlocked, then we can do the full. Yeah.
Can't I? What? Am I not outside the method? Oh, I'm still inside the method.
Yeah, I'll get the repo link for you, Raj. Okay. I do recommend do an issue first before doing a pull request, because like a pull request that doesn't fit with what we're trying to do is kind of sad. Okay, it's exciting.
All right. So in this case, what did it do here? It's parse SWA claims. It's deserializing to a dictionary and a string. So claims comes in as a dictionary. Then in the principal, it looks for ISS in the, I don't think we need to do this actually. If we look at this, let's log in.
Yeah. It's very exciting. Okay, log in.
Here's the page we all love so much.
That page will never not be funny to me.
Oh, what I like is when you get the ASP.NET error page, like I still get it on sites inside Microsoft. Like,
oh, the yellow screen of death? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll see it and I'm like, I know you. All right.
Long ago, I actually went digging around. Like that source for that was somewhere in like System 32. There's like a Microsoft.NET folder. Like you could tweak it. You could change how that yellow screen looks.
So on here, this is going to be an array. So we're actually going to have to say on the JSON, the claims to a dictionary. So we're going to get ... This, I don't know what it'll do with, and we'll get ... Okay, so here though, we need to say JSON, the first result. Because we could have multiple, but that makes me wonder then, what happens if I do...
If you log in as multiple things?
Yes.
Can you log in?
Let people do that.
I don't know if it lets you.
Well, then why would I have an array of...
I don't know. Of claims?
Oh. Well, I'll try it at some point. So we got the zero new client principal claims, claims sub ISS. It's just provider name. You don't need much here. And then username.
Oh, that's interesting. David's saying because one is an array and one is not, you could check if the string starts with a bracket, square bracket.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to parse this into the same object.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I think is it auth type? Name type, role type, claims. None of this stuff is even in there.
No.
How is it parsing this? Or is it just type and val? That's all it's getting. Client principal claim. What is it doing? It's principal equals client principal. Mm-hmm. And the client principal contains an identity provider, a name claim type, and a role claim type.
And the role claim type is an enumerable client principal claim.
And that's all this.
Mm-hmm.
But how does it get from this? So user ID must map to this somehow?
No, it maps to, because, maybe. Yeah, that's weird. Name claim type.
Or on the server, at least, there's a different structure on the server than on the client, maybe? That's got to be. So auth type, name type. So in that case, what we want to do is say identity provider, name claim type equals provider name. What is it? Identity provider? Man. Identity provider and user details. All right, identity provider, name claim type, and then whatever. Let's just see.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so return principal, return that. Yeah, that's what we want. And then we need to check here. For now, we're just going to like try nah.
You could check for that beginning bracket. That'll be easy to do.
What do you do? What am I doing here then?
Okay, so it's
just like
if Jason dot begins or Jason starts with, and then bracket.
We know that we're handling this. This is the function structure.
Yes.
Whoa. Otherwise, we're handling the claim structure.
Mm-hmm. And then get rid of whatever it put in the, yeah.
No.
Wait, do handle functions.
So what is that? So we need a client principal, and then we're going to set that sucker here. No. Pilot, you're not even trying. Hold on. Why are these static?
I don't know. They don't have to be.
Is it because this class is static? Anyway.
Yeah.
Parse functions claims. Otherwise, we're going to parse SWA claims. Oh, or we won't. Oh, sorry.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Data.
This is so exciting.
This is your work.
You're writing all the code. I'm just lobbing ideas from the cheap seats.
I don't feel like I'm writing code. I feel like I'm fumbling around and just falling down a dark hallway.
That's writing code, Burke.
They're one and the same.
What is this? Wow.
1 second.
Okay.
Woo! Yeah, my March Madness bracket is disgusting already after 1 day of games.
I'm going to create a new, not useful layout while we're doing this.
Okay. Are we attached? Okay, come on. Show me the money. Okay, JSON. What's the first thing in the JSON? If it starts with this, then we're parsing a functions claim, but it doesn't. So we're parsing a SWA claim here. Let's go here. Boom. So then we're in the right condition here. Let's bob down to here.
X.
Why?
Okay, well, what's the exception?
The JSON value could not be converted to a system.collections.generic dictionary. Why couldn't it? All right. Let's make sure we got the right JSON here. No, wait. This is wrong.
Oh, there you go.
One sec here.
Yeah, Copilot's being a little nutty on this. I mean, granted, this is kind of like weird.
Well, it makes me feel better that we're both confused, you know.
Yeah. Okay,
we are almost out of time.
I know. I've created a useless layout. I want to show it off.
Yeah, go do it.
This is us in the
that's
middle
awesome.
of the screen. Yeah, that is.
Can you make one where it just like zooms in on my forehead and you just throw it out?
I can't zoom on. No. I can't do that. No. Forehead specifically are not allowed.
Okay. Jason. Okay.
All right.
That's it. Now, don't do it. Don't, man. Why? I guess I gotta go in. Just go in, man.
Could not be converted.
You could not be converted.
So,
path user roles line number position 50. Line number 0, position 58. Why can't it do that? Because, I mean, I guess, could I parse it to an anonymous type? And then map that anonymous type? I guess I could do that.
Yeah, yes. Oh, what are you trying to parse it to?
Well, like if we said, we need, what is it? User details. So it would just be user details and identity provider. That's all we need here for static web apps purposes. Can I not do this?
So there's a record type. I'm not sure.
I have to give it values here. I can't.
You could ask Copilot to do it. I'm not sure you can.
Yeah, how can I tell you what. Can I get the error still? No, the error is gone. Let's try this. Last thing, and then we'll like move on. And when we come back next time, we'll be better prepared.
Yeah. We've got like 10, 12 more minutes, and this is the most important thing we have to do.
That is true. Once we figure this out, and we can make it work locally, and we can emulate it, then we can just straight up move to functions immediately.
And we don't have to do the migration anymore, which we could do, but felt sad.
Yeah, it felt very sad.
So now we're adding providers. We're not losing any.
Correct. Yeah. And so we don't have to remove Twitter. If you want to log in with Twitter, you can go right ahead.
Do X.
Or X.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love when it will always be called Twitter. I mean X.
Yeah.
So Twitter, I guess it's X now.
Well, I mean, you have tweets on X.
I know.
You don't have X's. There was this really good ad that somebody had done. I think it was like PETA or something. No, not PETA. Maybe some wildlife protection group. And it had the origin of the Twitter logo, right? So it's the origins over the years. And then the last one is just X, right? So it looks like the bird just dies. And it is like protect wildlife or something like that. I was like, that is really good.
Yeah. Oh man.
Regardless of how you feel about Twitter, it's just a good hat. All right. Can I? And I'm never gonna call it X. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No.
Not now.
So you're getting
Twitter.
You're getting the error and then it's saying, how do I fix this error?
Basically, I'm gonna give it to Copilot and be like,
Okay.
hey, look me up. About a junior dev.
So it seems like I thought we already had 2 intermediate types and then we could map from one to the other.
We have one over here, but the problem is like we have to, oh, that's true. But we need to get them into the same type. So
right,
that
but
when
can't
the
we
functions
just
are handling them, they're always referring.
We can parse using the claims principal wrapper or whatever. And then
we're not using that anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, down here?
Yeah, we can just parse to that claims principal wrapper, get that, and then map
That's
over.
true. So we can say, it's not the
do we parse
to the wrapper, or do we just parse to? We do. So it's using Blazor app dot shared.
Yeah,
best namespace in the world. Don't steal it. And claims principal wrapper. Claims principal wrapper. What's wrong?
Namespace somehow.
Well, yes, it can. Using Blazor app shared. Using Blazor app shared. What does it want to do here? Sorry, I'm just a mess. Claims principal. It just doesn't see it. Client principal wrapper.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we've got it, and then we say,
yeah, we can definitely refactor. Blazor Mr. Magoo is saying, like, should we use a different class of deserialize or whatever? I'm sure.
Totally.
I think we're getting it to actually just parse the JSON and then we'll like make it pretty.
Identity provider equals client principal wrapper dot client principal dot identity provider. John, you're so smart.
Woo!
It's gonna work.
We're pair programming.
Username, user details. We are pair programming.
Yeah.
And then what's wrong? It doesn't.
So claims is trickier. I don't know what what are our claims?
We don't have any claims. We
so maybe
will.
So maybe
but they should work the same. Those are actually the same. We don't need to do
but it's a different type.
Because it's going to get added here. Okay.
Oh, okay. You going for it?
Come on. Would it have been easier to create it? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, maybe. So many things could have been easier. That's for sure.
You know what's great about this exercise, John, is that you and I spend a lot of time building demos for videos and talks and things like that.
Yeah.
And chat, the truth is that when you're building a demo, and y'all probably know this, is that you're avoiding the cases that you know are
hard.
You just don't show them. Yeah, because you don't have to, because it's not the real world. And this stream is a fantastic exercise in remembering what developers face every single day. This is why it's hard.
Yeah, because
this isn't even hard. I mean, chat's doing stuff way harder than this. Way harder. All right.
Yeah, because when you're demonstrating something, you want to show the easy path, right? You don't want to show like, oh, here's how you can shoot yourself in the foot. But for this, we actually have a firm set of requirements. We got to make it work.
I don't know why I'm having such trouble starting the debugger here. taps fingers. Here we go.
Okay.
Come on.
This is going to be one of these where we hit it at the bell.
No, now it's going to try to do this. We don't want this. That's fine. It's going to do nothing. How did it just, yeah, everything's null. It doesn't matter. Identity, add claims. No.
Okay. Yeah. The claims are a different type or something.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have to do a little work on the claims. We can handle that. I think, John, when we come back next time, I can refactor this and get this working. Yeah. And then we can just migrate the database. I actually think next week, like,
we could maybe even go live.
We could go live.
And you know, like extra bonus points if it goes smooth. Dark theme. Just saying.
Wow, that is you're asking quite a lot. All right, we got to go, chat. It was good. Thank you for watching this. I don't know how this is helpful to anyone.
I mean, honestly, I think this is solving a real problem, like making Twitter auth work with a static web app. That's pretty cool.
That is, yes. I actually think this implementation is going to be. I don't watch helpful streams.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. People want to see us struggle, so they feel, you know, like
better.
Yeah, somehow.
Like, well, I hope you feel better watching it struggle. You just saw the extent of my skills. That's it. I don't have anything else. That was 100%.
Wonderful.
Do people
two of us working together, we're like basically a 1X programmer.
All right, I'm gonna go get some Subway.
All right, I'm gonna play our outro music. Have a good sandwich.
See you, chat.